We're going to understand social norms further with this part 2 that is in continuation with the part 1 of social norms. We're going to start with the importance of norms. So, if you remember, norms are the guidelines that guide human behavior. There are certain lists of rules and regulations in each and every society, and the members of the society have to adhere to it. So, why are these norms important? We'll go by the points one by one. First, they assist in survival. Once you know how to act in the society, it becomes easier for you to survive because you will know for what actions you will be rewarded and for what actions you will be punished. A normal society is not possible without norms. Why? Because when there are no norms, when there are no rules, everything becomes chaotic. That is why, since our childhood in schools and families, we have been told about the importance of discipline. Why do we need to follow certain rules? Third, norms guide our behavior because we know how to behave in the society. In schools or in the process of socialization, we are taught that this and this are wrong, and doing this and this is right, and you will be rewarded. For example, honesty, we are rewarded for it. But if we are not punctual, for example, we are not entertained by other people. Therefore, norms guide our behavior. They permit efficient functioning. Efficient functioning is very important for the society because when there are rules, there is no mess, there is no chaos. Everybody is defined with the role that they have to play in the society, and it becomes easier to play by the book. This helps in maintaining social order. Just imagine if everybody just crosses the red light when the indication is to stop. Will there be chaos or not? Yes, there will be. Therefore, to maintain social order, to maintain different kinds of order, it is important to adhere to the norms. It also helps in self control. How? It tells you what is wrong. For example, it tells you that you should respect women. Therefore, it helps in self control. You know that you do not have to talk to a woman in an indecent manner, come what may, because it is against the norms of the society. Second concept is the concept of conformity and violation of laws. Conformity means to conform to the norms as a sense of obligation. Why is there a sense of obligation? Because the institutions and organizations have made it important to follow it. Otherwise, you will be punished if you do not follow them. The society will punish you. Therefore, when you are conforming to the rules of the society, you are a conformist. But if you are not, and if you are violating these laws, you are a deviant. We have already discussed this in Merton's theory of deviance. So, what is this conformity? What is this norm? So, it is the standard of behavior which everyone has to follow. It is not different for different people. It is same. It is a standard. It is a bar that is set which everyone has to follow. When the norms are confirmed, this situation is considered as normal. For example, do not steal. When a person does not steal, there are no thefts in the society. So the society will be normal. But if everyone turns into thieves and there will be thefts and burglary every now and then, will the society be normal? No, it will be an abnormal society. Now, there are some reasons for conformity to norms. Why do we adhere to these norms? There must be some reason. Is it only because we were taught to follow them? But we were taught a lot of things in school. We do not follow them all. The basic line that early to bed and early to rise makes a person healthy, wealthy, and wise. Do we follow it? Most of us sleep very late at night and we also wake up very late. Then why do we conform to norms? So there can be many reasons. First, hope for reward. We hope that there will be a reward if we conform to norms. For example, if I pass the exam by working hard, the reward will be appreciation, getting good degree, getting good job. And if I take a shortcut, I might fear Shortcut methods give us a fear. What if I do not clear the exam? What if someone catches me? What if there is an FIR or something like that? Therefore, they conform to the regular path, they conform to the norms. Third is indoctrination. When there is an indoctrination, it is that we are taught something and it is inculcated or imbibed by us because it was taught to us in the process of socialization. Next is habits. We become habitual. For example, being punctual is my habit but sometimes I also think of it as that if I am punctual I might get appreciation, so I also hope for a reward. Next is utility. We appreciate the utility of norms. How can they be a utility? Because everybody appreciates when you go by the book, when you go by the rule. Life becomes easier when you go by the book. So say if you are evading tax, life becomes difficult for you. You have to do a lot of paperwork, you have to lie, you have to conceal a lot of things. But when once go by the book, everything becomes easier. You do not have to lie, you do not have to hide things. Next is group identification. So we prefer to conform to norms so that we gain identification within and with the group that we associate to. For example, if I have a lot of colleagues that are from a very reputed family, good jobs, they have a kind of lifestyle. They will always get ready on time, they will reach office at time, they will have work ethics, they will have a manner of talking, they will not disrespect anybody. So they go by certain rules, and if I follow the same rules, I will feel like I belong to that group and I will also be appreciated and recognized as one of them. Next is sources of violation or deviance. Now we know that not everybody goes by the book. They try to, break the rules. There are rule breakers, but why? Why does it happen? What are the sources? First is simple violation of norms, where norms are not strongly enforced. We often say that the judiciary in India is flawed. Why do we say that? We often think that justice is delayed. We often think that cases take too long a time. It becomes a very tedious job to go to the courts every now and then. So many people know that there will not be any harsh punishment, or even if there will be, it will be after a very long time. So they try to violate the norms in the society. Next is non-conflicting complex societies can have conflicting value systems. For example, in some societies, extramarital relationship is not a taboo, but in some conservative societies, it is a big deal. It is actually a taboo. So there can be conflicting value systems. In your society, it is not very important perhaps to go by the book when it comes to extramarital affairs, but in a contrasting society, it could be a very big deal. Third, existence of systematic norms evasion. For example, it is very common to see smugglers and tax evaders. So it becomes like a part and parcel of your life. And if you think that 10 businessmen are trying to evade tax, then why not me? If it is so normal, if they are able to pull it off, even I can. Next is a very important term related to norms, that is institutionalization. According to Horton and Hunt, institutionalization is the process in which the norms are institutionalized in humans. There are very particular limits for behavior that are sanctioned by the group. Then these are what? These are accepted and internalized by large number of people who belong to the same group. For example, if there is a group of 100 people who believe that being punctual is an important is a very important aspect of being a member of this group, then this policy, this norm has to be accepted by those people and internalized so that their actions are visible, they are punctual every time. Then this process, this thought, it gets converted into norms and then they are established so that new members also have to follow them. Then what happens? Position, role, functions, these are allocated. For example, a member can be chosen who could check if everybody is following it or not. So what happens? It replaces spontaneous or experimental behavior with what? With expected behavior. That means if the meeting is at 9, everybody will expect everybody to come by 9. There is a pattern. People are regular and you can predict the result. You will predict that if I am late, I am going to get a punishment, maybe some kind of mockery. And if I am on time, I will be rewarded, I will be appreciated, I will be looked up to. So, what are some of the conditions when we can say that a social norm has been institutionalized? So, the first condition is a large number of people or members in the society, they have to accept the social system as a norm. It has to be taken seriously, it has to be internalized, that means it has to be imbibed, it has to come into your daily practice by a large number of people. When a norm is sanctioned, specific number of members accept norms under certain circumstances. They might say that I may not be able to follow it, but even then I accept it because it is, helpful in certain conditions, in certain circumstances, and it will be beneficial. So that is accepted. Now, coming to some questions here, Rekha has a habit of stopping by every time she sees the red light on traffic light. Even when some cars move ahead, she does not. In this case, her conformity is because of, so the answer will be indoctrination. Why? Because she has imbibed this thing. During her socialization process, she must have been told that you have to stop when you see the red light. Therefore, the answer will be indoctrination. Question number two, by advertising about protection of women, raising gender awareness, creating norms in the society, the government is indirectly, what is the government doing? Why does the government talk about women empowerment and sensitization of gender? They do that because first they try to boost self control, because they tell you that you will be rewarded for something and you will be punished for something wrong that you do when it comes to women. And third, it boosts social control. When one person is controlled, gradually a lot of people are controlled, and the result is there is social control in the society. So people at large, they understand that yes, it is wrong to treat women in a bad manner. Therefore, the answer will be options B and C. I hope you got the lecture. Thank you for